I want to talk to you about one of the most important aspects of Rocket League to help you get up the ranks. I'm not talking about crazy mechanics like flip resets or double touches. In fact, this is something that your teammates and opponents will likely not even notice. It's not flashy or cool, which makes it to where some players disregard this as an important aspect to Rocket League. Yep, that's right, I'm talking about rotation. Before I begin, I just wanted to remind you to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on my videos and upcoming giveaways. My next giveaway will be 3,000 credits, and I will be doing this at 100 subscribers. This will be available for Switch, PS4, and Steam. So anyways, if you'd like to have a chance to win 3,000 credits, subscribe so you can get me closer to 100 subscribers and will be up to date for when I post the giveaway on my channel. I post the giveaway winners on my Discord, so there's a link in the description to join so you can stay informed about when they happen and who is the winner. Thanks, and let's get back into the video. I know that a lot of you out there think that your positioning is good and you know what you're doing. Well, I'm here to tell all of you plats that you are terrible at rotations. I can say that because I'm a plat as well. I see all your poor rotation all day long when I play. Thankfully, there are a few of us who have learned rotation to help hold the team together. That's why I'm here today. I'm here to help you become one of the few plats to help hold your team together. Now, there are different rotations to follow when you are playing 2s and 3s. So for this video, I'm just going to talk about 2s since that is my favorite mode and the overall played mode in Rocket League. So there are two rotations when you are playing Rocket League. You have your offensive rotations and your defense. First, I'll go over offense. On offense, you're going to be in one of two positions. You're either going to be the first man or the last man back. That's easy enough to do, right? I thought so too, but from my gameplay, that is obviously not the case. Frankly, if you're not aware of proper rotations, you might not even see anything wrong happening in these clips. That means that you are part of the problem and you are likely making these mistakes as well. To be completely honest though, even if you know rotations and you see what is wrong, you'll still be this person. We all make mistakes and make poor rotation decisions without realizing it. For all of you not aware of what I'm talking about cutting in rotation. It's called rotating for a reason. If you're the first man, you're going to be the person making the attack. If you're the last man back, you want to stick around the midfield range. You're going to be the last person standing in front of the defenders trying to make a goal. So let's say you're in the first man position and you make a challenge on the ball. You want to immediately rotate back to the second position. It's also a bonus if you can take a full boost from the opponent's corner on the rotation back. This is the moment that the last man back becomes the first man and the first man becomes the last man back. You're rotating positions so that you guys can work more effectively on offense. After making an attack as first man, you likely have used up a lot of boost. You're not going to have enough boost to make an effective play on net. Luckily, your teammate has been hanging back and he is full of boost ready to make an attack on the ball. Also, it's likely that he's going to have a better angle and will have a better shot at putting the ball in the goal. This will give you some time to pick up some boost while still holding that second position. Since I bring up boost, this is a good time to point out another thing I see. You should never go all the way back to your corner to get a full stock on boost. There are plenty of small boost pads around the field that will give you more than enough boost. Going all the way back takes pressure off on offense and will help your opponents make an easier counterattack. Even if you have 0 boost, you really only need 36 boost to be able to continue to apply pressure. That's only 3 boost pads, which is not hard to get midfield. 36 boost is enough to defend most any shot that comes your way as last man back. Anyways, let's go back to rotation. The biggest thing that I see is the first man will continue to apply pressure and will keep his position after making an attack on the ball. Instead of rotating back, he will maintain his position in the opponent's zone. What does this mean if you're the last man back? Where should you go now? The only time you really want to push that ball and make an attack is if your teammate has gotten it over the defenders and you have a good shot at scoring. I know this seems contradictory to everything you know. You think you want to be playing fast and going as quickly as possible to put the ball in the net. Sometimes, however, it's actually beneficial to play it slow and hang back. You want to be prepared to defend your opponents trying to clear the ball. Let me show you an example of what I mean. So here you have your teammate, he's made an attack on the ball and is successfully centering the ball but is not rotating. Here you have two options on what you can do. The first option is going for the ball your teammate has centered. This is what it may look like if you end up going for it. You could end up putting it in the net, or it could end up looking something like this. Now you have option 2. You decide to maintain your position behind the half line and wait to see what move your opponents make. This is what can be a result of doing this. As you can see, the second option is a much more desirable decision. I know this is something that does not sound right, but it is a smarter decision to make. If your teammate centers the ball, you don't want to go for that ball. Let the opponents try to defend this ball. I know it doesn't sound right, but hear me out. This is better for 2 reasons. By the time you make it to platinum, the odds of your opponent missing their ball to defend will be very low. The odds are they're going to make a defend every time. Since you decided not to go, they'll be passing the ball directly to you, and you'll be in a much better position to defend their shot and continue to apply pressure on offense. And second, if they do miss their ball to defend, you or your teammate will be right there ready to tap in the open net. If you're properly rotating, you can continue this cycle until you have starved your opponents of boost and can easily put a goal over their heads. So even though your game pace is faster, you're taking things slower and playing smarter and more effectively. So I think that about covers offense, so let's move on to defense. So your first man and your attack on offense went bad, and now your opponents are setting up a counterattack. First things first, there's a more efficient way of rotating back. Make sure you're rotating on the opposite side of the ball. This will give you a better viewpoint of your opponents in the field, and it'll also make things easier for your teammate. Since you were just first man and lost your attack, this means now that you're the last man back. Your teammate's now first man and will already have trouble with a 50-50. He does not need to add dodging you to the list of things to do. This can cause your teammate to mess up their shot trying to avoid you. Also, as the first man, you have to be mindful of when you decide to make this 50-50 on the ball. Just because you're the first man does not mean you have to go for the ball immediately. You want to make sure your teammate is in an appropriate position to be the last man back. So check this out. My teammate is first man on offense and he had a poor recovery, so he is stuck on the opponent's side. That means that I'm in a 1v2 situation. Like I said on offense, you want to take things slow. I have 2 decisions to make, and these are the possible results from these decisions. I can push the ball and make a 50-50 to try and stop my opponent's attack. It is possible that will work, but what happens if it doesn't? If I fail to make a good 50-50 on the ball, both me and my teammate aren't back in goal, and they have an open net opportunity. This leads me to the next choice I could make. Instead of pushing the ball, I will take things slower and shadow defend. This will give my teammate time to make a recovery so that I can make a 50-50, being comfortable knowing someone is behind me to defend the goal in case it fails. At this point, you're probably seeing a recurring thing. Sometimes it is actually better to be patient and take your time. So now let's get into what you should be doing as the last man back on defense. When you are defending your goal, you want to rotate to the far goal post of where the ball is. A lot of people will go inside the goal or sit at the other corner. This is bad because it really limits your abilities to defend a shot on goal. If you're rotating far post, you'll have a broader view of the field and you'll have an easier time making a save heading towards goal. So now I'm going to talk about something I mentioned on offense. Your teammate is first man and 50-50s in the corner and does not rotate to far post. What do you do as last man back? Like in offense, you want to hold your position at the far post. If you're double committing in the corner and your opponent manages to get it over you both, the opponent will have an easy open net to sink a goal. So once again, it might seem slow or boring staying at the far post, but it's all about playing smart and safe. You don't want to stay still by the post though. You'll lose a lot of momentum completely stopping, and you'll have a greater risk of being demoed. It'd be better for you to collect some small boost pads around far post, since you're likely being boost starved by your opponents. This will help make for a stronger clear when you need to. To properly rotate on defense, if you're the first man, as soon as you make your 50-50, you want to rotate on the outside and go to far post. This is when you become last man and your teammate can be first man to push the ball. Even if you miss the ball in the corner, don't stay in the corner and try to go for another clear. This is cutting the rotation again, and the odds are that your teammate has a better angle on the ball and he will have a better chance of making a clear. There's only certain exceptions to cutting rotation. As you can see, there's a whole lot of paying attention to your teammate and where they are when it comes to rotation. Being aware of your teammates will help you make these split decisions. Get comfortable using car cam, your right stick, and rear view to see your teammate's location. If they're far out of play and can't make a touch on the ball, then you can cut rotation to keep the pressure there. This is why the right stick and car cam are helpful. It gives you more view of the field to find your teammate and make these decisions. That's pretty much the only time you should cut rotation. Otherwise, you want to keep changing between first man and last man back to keep a steady rotation going for your team to succeed. So to summarize all I've talked about, if you're first man, after you make your attack on the ball, immediately rotate to last man back so your teammate can become the first man and continue to apply pressure. If you're second man and your teammate doesn't rotate back, stay in that last man position. Even if you feel slow, you will be better prepared for anything your opponents do. Sometimes patience and taking things slow is what will make the difference. You won't look super cool or have crazy clips from rotating, but instead you'll win games and you'll rank up. That is what we're trying to do after all. I promise if you incorporate proper rotations into your game, things will not feel as fast paced as you think they are, and you will also win more and rank up faster. That's pretty much all I have for rotations. I know that this was a lot of information and it will take time to do properly in game, but once you do this, you will see all the great results that can come from this. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.